Welcome to Authentic Journey. This is a show about raw conversations about life and living.
I'm Neliana, a funny, smart, lovely, and sexy woman who loves to challenge ideas.
And my name is Kim. I'm a woman, a mother, a sister, an aunt, a colleague, and I think a great friend. I'm a human being who enjoys connecting with people.
We want to encourage you to give yourself permission to have honest and raw conversations in the search for your own authenticity.
Thank you for joining us. We will be talking about red lipstick, unrealistic societal expectations and the limitations it places on us. Hi, friend. Good morning. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning. This topic. So I think that I have to expose myself a little bit here. So if you are seeing us right now, I'm using this red lipstick that I find very beautiful, attractive, wonderful color. I think that I'm using it at the beginning because I have the excuse of Christmas time where everything is red. But if I'm honest, this journey started a few weeks ago when I was trying to integrate another part of me that love clothes, that love makeup, that I wanted to spend time taking care of myself, like dressing, putting makeup, using high heels. And then I start thinking, okay, I'm a therapist. And therapists that work with families and couples, it doesn't supposed to look that sexy. So how I'm going to present myself with this red lipstick in front of people that they are struggling with sexuality, with infidelity. And it was like, okay, no, I have to let my high heels or my red lipstick to another time. And then I was like, but I really want it. So it was this idea of I want to do it. I know that I'm not doing anything wrong, but at the same time, I feel or I'm thinking that it's not appropriate. So, and I'm a very confident person that usually I'm not thinking about how other people are going to see me. But I realized that I have this idea, and I feel that any of us have some of those ideas about things that we feel that are not appropriate. And sometimes it's crazy ideas like I'm not going to look the same if I'm using the red lipstick or high heels in a therapy session. And so that was kind of what I was in my mind a few weeks ago, how to integrate those parts of me when you have two ideas about what you want and what you're supposed to want or how you're supposed to look. And sometimes it's just crazy.
Yeah. I was when we logged on and I saw your red lipstick, I was like, ooh, that is a beautiful color. Um, Anyone who knows me knows that I love color. And I like how I admire, that's a better word. That's a better way to put it. I admire when, people take pleasure, right, in taking care of themselves and looking good. So when I logged on and I saw my friend with red lipstick, I'm like, oh, in my mind, I'm like, she looks good, and that's all that was going on in my head. But little did I know that you were literally reflecting on the lipstick while I was admiring the lipstick. It's very funny how one thing can have different, like, you're thinking about your red lipstick and reflecting on, the expectations being a therapist, is it professional? Is it not professional? Especially in working with families, navigating different hardships or even celebrating, successes and progress, right? But on the outside, I was just admiring the lipstick. Um, and I think that's my long-winded way of saying that society sometimes places a lot of unrealistic expectations of us that subconsciously we take in, and we begin to think about these things without even knowing we're thinking about it. And I also have like, similar things, and none comes to mind right now, but there are a lot of things that I struggle with internally, right? That I'm like, why am I doing this, or why can't I do this? And I think I've been learning in the recent times, I want to say the last 3 years, I've really been challenging myself to ask why not, because a lot of times I'm so used to asking why, right? Oh, when I put like the red lipstick, if I could use that
Mhm.
example, I put the red lipstick, I was like, oh my God, is that too bright? And then I'll go take it off, and then I'll adjust it, and then I'll fix my hair a certain way because I want to be professional. But now in the past 3 years, I realized I've been asking myself, why not? And more importantly, I've been asking myself, who in the world created all these stupid rules that's making us question, who we are, what we do, what we wear, what we don't wear. I've been asking that of myself a lot, and I'm finding my rebellious streak, and I love it. I don't know, there's there's a part of me that I'm finding is, and this word is something that is very, I don't want to say it's hard, but I'm finding happiness in rebelling against societal unrealistic expectation, because it's very restrictive and it's very limiting. So I've just been unlearning, right? A lot of things that I've been taught and told to do or not to do, and relearning what is good for me, obviously with intention, to be mindful about how I'm interacting with people, but like listening to myself and saying, okay, why are you not wearing the red lipstick because you don't want to? Or are you not wearing it because you're worried about what society thinks? So I've been challenging those recently, and I'm kind of curious, like, what that is bringing up for you.
I think that I'm always being rebellious about society in
Mhm,
general.
mhm,
I think that this idea, and now that you're talking, I'm reflecting more. I think that that's an idea that I just learned and I
mhm,
got from myself. So I didn't
mhm,
feel that I was going against, or that I need to
mhm.
rebel to the society. I had to give myself permission
Ah,
to do it, because I don't think that I never hear someone says you cannot use red lipstick. You cannot be too sexy in therapy. I don't think that those conversations happen that I
mm,
learned from somewhere. I think that I just assume
mm,
that my role it was like kind of limited myself or hold myself back to allow other people to process their things. So
but where did that come from though?
I think that obviously it's come from culture, in the sense that
Mm,
when you see red lipstick in
mm,
marketing, usually it's a femme fatale, it's a sexy woman,
mm,
it's something
mm.
that have this strong energy. uh,
Yeah,
and obviously that's not the energy that I wanted to have in sessions. So
yeah,
I make the math of, okay, if red lipstick is associated with this, and I don't want to associate myself with this, I'm not going to use it. I don't think that it's about what other people believe. It's about my own belief of saying, I'm not supposed to do this. I feel that sometimes in the society, especially of strong women, we get message of you cannot do this. You
yeah.
don't supposed to. I think that in this sense, I didn't get that message. It's something that I just learn or make the assumption that it was something wrong. And
Mm,
and the way that I've been unlearning or allowing myself, it was like, let me check in other people that they are using red lipstick, to see how they look, how
mm,
they use it. So it's crazy, but the last 3 weeks I've been looking everybody lipstick to see what is the color, what is the energy that they give me. Uh,
mm,
and I just realized there are people that are using the red lipstick, and the energy that I get from them is that they are sexy. But there's a lot of women that they are using red lipstick and they look cute, they look good, but not in a sexy way. So I realized that I put the assumption that red lipstick or high heels, it's the same of being sexy,
mm,
but it doesn't have to be. So it was a message or a narrative that I put on those two. When I want to be sexy, I use red lipstick and I
mm.
use high heels
Yeah,
because at nighttime, when I'm going to a nightclub, I don't have any problem using red lipstick. I had never thought this is too sexy for me because when I'm going to the nightclub,
so you
it's a
allocated
different
the red lipstick
energy.
and the heels to the
So I, in some ways, without realizing, I start limiting myself and
yeah,
says,
yeah,
these two things are allowed on the nightclub, but you cannot use it during daytime. I don't
yeah,
know how I get there, but it took me first to reflect and says, okay, I really want to use red lipstick, but that doesn't feel right.
yeah.
Instead of just living there, I was like, okay, why this is giving me noise? Like why I'm
Mm,
thinking
mm,
that I'm not able to do it. So I start
mm,
looking at others and says like, okay, this is just a crazy idea that I learned from somewhere.
mm,
And I think that I'm going to try. Let me see. So I didn't get to I don't think that I had used this red lipstick to therapy. Uh, but I've been moving from warm brown colors in some ways, and I used kind of a
mm,
red, orange,
mm.
pink color
So
yesterday.
slow transition
Just
towards
slow
the red.
transition to see it's like how I feel, and
Mm, mm,
it's just about the energy that I want to transmit. It's
yeah,
about when I'm using the red lipstick, and today that I'm using it, I don't feel sexy. I just feel good. I feel fine
mm,
because
mm,
today I'm using the lipstick that I wanted to use accordingly with the clothes that I'm using.
yeah,
So, it, but it's that's the reason that I wanted to bring this today,
yeah,
because it's crazy
yeah,
how we get to some ideas and we stop allowing ourselves to
yeah,
be free of doing things that it doesn't hurt to anyone. Because how in earth is going to affect someone else
yeah,
what lipstick or what shoes I'm using?
yeah,
Uh, so that's what's being in my mind.
yeah. Yeah, I see red lipstick and I just see a powerful woman who owns herself. I mean, seriously. And if she feels sexy, then to me that's a plus. I don't know. There's something about getting up in the morning, picking up what you want to wear, see if you want to pair it up with, the heels or the flat shoes or your makeup. And to me, that process is a sacred process, not religious sacred, but
Mhm.
it's a sacred human process that I feel like we as human beings should be able to enjoy the process and also enjoy the finished product of the process. Um, and similarly to you, I don't even I remember when I started wearing red lipstick, but I can't remember the exact dates. But I remember my daughter, she doesn't wear makeup. She only wears lipstick. Well, she only used to wear lipstick. Now she doesn't wear any makeup at all. But she would wear this red lipstick and it made her beautiful face shine. And usually it's the children who sneak into their parents' room and use their makeup. I was the one who, when, okay, was she in school? I can't remember. But I would, like, maybe after doing the laundry, I'll take the laundry upstairs to her room and I would see the lipstick and I would try it on. And it was almost like an instant happiness in a tube. Just the lipstick, the act of putting that on made me happy. So I told her, I said, you know what? I love this lipstick. I said, where did you get it from? Would you mind getting me one? And she got me one, and I wore that red lipstick everywhere without even thinking, is it professional? I didn't even think. I just put it on every day because it made me feel good. Red, in my opinion, is a universal color. It goes with every outfit. So I just started wearing it without even thinking about it. Um, but prior to that incident, I never thought, I don't know why, I've always been the natural colors, the browns, the skirting around the bright colors. I've always been natural colors. But after that red lipstick, there's no going back for me. I started trying on different colors that I would never try before. But it all started with that red lipstick. And I will forever be grateful to my daughter for introducing me to red lipstick because there was just something about it that changed my mindset about how I feel, right, in the getting ready process.
And I think that when you describe the red lipstick as a powerful thing that
Mm,
gives you happiness,
mm,
it's this idea again that that color hold something different of another color.
yes,
Like, because
yes.
I'm listening to you, it's like, why brown is a different than red? Why red make you feel powerful and
Mm.
brown doesn't? It my mind was looking more professional. In your way, it didn't give you that happiness.
But
It
you know what? You know what? It wasn't necessarily, it didn't give me happiness. I've always liked browns. I've always liked like natural colors, browns, blacks. So I mean, my sister, my sister, which yeah, one of my sisters would tease me. Was it my sisters? I can't remember. Someone always used to tease me that my wardrobe was boring because they used to say, "Why are you dressing like a lawyer?" I don't know. I just felt comfortable in natural colors. But after that red lipstick, I became more adventurous in trying other colors, is what I'm saying.
Mhm.
That gave me permission to say, if red looks good on me, I wonder what else looks good on me. Right. So I still love my natural colors. I will always, when I go to a store, buy brown, black, or white. I don't know why. I've just always liked natural colors. Right. But the red lipstick introduced me to colors when it comes to being creative.
Yeah, and that's exactly my point. It's like we put meaning
Hmm, hmm.
in some things when red is just one more color,
Yeah.
like black, white, or brown. But for
Hmm.
some reason, me and you give her to the red to a different meaning.
Yeah.
That for you was open the space to be creative or allowing
Yes.
yourself to do other stuff. For me, was like giving myself permission to say, I'm still using red lipstick and I don't have to look sexy or putting
Hmm.
that energy in the war because it's not
Yeah.
the reason that I was using it. It's like
Mm.
I just like the color.
Yes.
Uh, but it's those things that we put on small things like the red or the
Mm.
high heels
Yeah.
or having a specific car or living in a specific space that we are putting a lot of meaning of things that sometimes it doesn't have to be like that. So at what point we make sometimes our life difficult, or we don't let ourselves being ourselves because we have all these small ideas that are affecting us and our decisions. When we start asking ourselves why, or like you say, why not, it doesn't make sense. So how we can also have the courage to say, if this doesn't make sense for me right now, let me try. That doesn't mean that maybe I discovered that I don't feel good enough in therapy with this lipstick that I have today, and I will use it in another time. But at least I'm in the process of allowing myself or being creative with different reds to see which one I feel more appropriate to the therapy. I don't know how that is going to look in 2 weeks, in 2 months. Maybe I will use a red lipstick every day. Maybe I will just use it some days. But I feel that at least that I can use it today in this episode, and I feel great. It's an improvement. I'm evolving, and if in 3 weeks I decide that I'm not going to use it again, that's also my choice to say, I don't feel it right now. I'm not going to use it. I don't have to prove to anyone because I say that I was going to use a red lipstick. Now I have to use it. It's just one more color that I add, or maybe 4 or 5, because now I have like 5 different colors of red that it was not there. But it's my choice to see when it fits with me and when I don't need to use it.
I mean, when you were talking, I was just thinking about, I think another conversation we had a while back, and we were talking about, human beings versus human doings. And I was kind of curious, right? If 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 like as we're talking about just an awareness of the why we do certain things, how would how would it be different if people, right, instead of like overthink, red, this, if they can just be, I'm wondering what it would look like, what it would feel like if we could just wake up and just be who we want to be. And you said the word freedom, and then you said the word choice, right? If we can have the freedom or give ourselves the permission to have the freedom and the choice to explore what we want to, I don't know, wear or do, and do that instead of wondering or worrying about, you know what I'm saying?
I completely agree. I think that I hear you, and I say it will be lovely, it will be beautiful, but I don't think that it's real
No,
because
no,
we
no.
are conditioned by society about
Yes.
how to do things, how to behave, how to. So is for me, at least the fight that I'm willing to have, the battle that I'm willing to have, it's, hey, do you really want to do this? Try
Yeah.
it. What is the worst thing that it could happen? That
Yeah.
you don't do it again? It's
Hmm.
okay.
Yeah.
I don't think that we can escape from conditioning.
Hmm.
I think that what we need is to ask ourselves, why or why not?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
just try and see how it feels. And maybe you don't have to try just one. Maybe you have to try at least 3 times or 5 times.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, I will try. I
Yeah.
think that
Yeah.
at least, and I think that this is the phrase that comes to my mind almost every day. Let me allow myself
Yeah.
to just try what I wanted to try.
Yeah.
Because we have this idea that if we make a mistake or if we don't succeed or we didn't get the result that we wanted, the world will change. Our kids are going to be devastated. I'm going to affect this family. This couple is never going to come back to therapy. And I think that in some way, we are over our head thinking
Yeah.
that we have so much impact in the world. Many times we just try something and maybe I'm having all this crazy idea about the red lipstick, and any of my clients think about my lipstick in any way. Like they don't
Yeah.
care. They are immersed in their own problems. They want to
Mm.
solve their situations. They don't care about me in any other way that please help us to solve our problems. So in some way, I feel that many of our fears are coming for this idea that we are more important to the world than the reality. And I'm just saying this aloud. I was like, it's crazy that I've been thinking about the red lipstick and high heels when they have big problems. They are not going to care about my lipstick in any way. So I think that
Yes.
this conversation is humble me
Yeah.
of who do you think that you are to have so much impact in other people's life
Yeah.
because of the color or your lips. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
so I love this conversation because uh, it's going to make me reflect and hopefully help others to reflect about
Mm.
we are this small thing in the world
Mm.
and we are assuming that we are more important or bigger in other people's life
Yeah.
when it's not in the
Yeah.
reality.
Yeah. Yeah. While you're saying that, I thought about the psychological phenomenon called the spotlight effect, right? Where you feel all eyes are on you, and because you feel all eyes are on you, and just like you said, you feel like, something as simple as the lipstick, right? Everybody's looking at you. But if you're thinking that, imagine what other people's red lipsticks are, right? If your spotlight effect is my lipstick, I'm always curious, what is that person's spotlight effect? What is that person's spotlight effect? So in other words, what are other people so focused on that they don't even notice that I have red lipstick on, that they don't even notice that I have heels on, because they are also dealing with their own red lipstick.
Mhm.
Um, and you are right. It is very humbling when you think out loud about the things that you were thinking about, and then you realize, someone else has a red lipstick moment. And here I was thinking that my red lipstick is front and center in their own life while they were trying to figure out their own red lipstick situation. You know, I don't know. Like life is funny. It's very funny how we think something, and because we think it, we kind of sort of think other people's are thinking what we're thinking, but they're not, because they have what they're thinking or what they're processing or going through or coping with.
So thank you for this conversation.
Thank
I am leaving this conversation today with a humble heart, thinking how this is going to affect other decisions or other ideas that I have about myself and how to present myself. So I love, as always, this conversation.
Thank you for joining us.